right, greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining the show. All right, lots to talk about as usual today. What's up, Rockfin people? We're live on Rockfin, Rumble, and on YouTube. Hopefully, this will be my last day on computer speakers. I'm not sure. I might be getting an audio setup together, but I'm not sure. We'll see. But I'm sure it probably doesn't sound as good as it usually does, or maybe it's just fine. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't care if it's computer sound. But I don't know. I'm used to wearing the cans on my head. I know that the computer sound sounds a little like tinny. Okay. Lots to talk about today. Excuse me, as usual. And remember, I will be on Extra Bulla show, or I'll be with Extra Bulla later today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to, I'm going to be talking about the fire and my experience with it. So we'll have a little conversation around that and probably some other things, I'm sure. There's another fire in Southern California. Well, there's a couple of fires. There's one in San Diego. There's one that just kind of started up near Castaic Lake, near Lake Hughes Road, where my sister used to live. I don't know if there's been any burned structures. They do have evacuation orders going. It's burned 500 acres. Evacuation orders and warnings have been issued for a fast-moving wildfire that has burned at least 500 acres near the Los Angeles County community of Castaic. It's a rapid-moving fire. Started just like an hour ago. Or around an hour ago, maybe less than an hour ago. So the whole area is closed off at this point. I hope they get that out of control, or under control, not out of control. It's out of control now. Hope they get it under control. It's actually, yeah, it's a little. We'll keep an eye on this. My sister does not live there anymore, but she used to live right smack dab kind of where this fire started. But she's all the way in another state now. And there is a San Diego fire. A few fires, like some spot fires going around San Diego. Rancho Bernardo, evacuations ordered, 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Near Bernardo Center Drive and Camino del Norte. Looks like these are a little bit smaller. But there are a few evacuation zones. So if you're in the San Diego area, pay my taxes. Yeah, I don't know. Yep, in order to pay taxes, you actually have to make some money. Cheers. Um, although I paid taxes in the past, but not a whole lot of taxes. I'm always kind of on the lower end of the earnings scale, so um, whatever I owe is not a whole bunch. All right, moving on. Pensacola got 10 inches of snow, beating their old record, tripling tripling their old record. So it's not the sign of anything. Last record set in 1895 at 3 inches. Definitely Pensacola, a rare occurrence in Pensacola, in the Florida Panhandle there. Uh, yeah, people kind of digging out of that situation or dealing with that situation. Um, hold on one second. So they're still dealing with a winter storm in the old South, where this never happens. If you're ever there in the middle of something like this, everyone will tell you this never happens. You're gonna what? Florida snow meant something else. Oh yeah. It meant you were going to meet my little friend. Say hello to my little friend. Rare winter storm that smacked much of the South turns deadly. Um, so it looks like they're kind of digging out of it. What was it? I was playing some clip, and the lady said, "We don't have any snow plows, but what we have is when a couple days pass and it gets warmer, then the snow melts, and that's how we get rid of the snow." I was like, "All right, you're doing it the old-fashioned way. We burn it." 130,000 homes and businesses were without power Wednesday across Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. This has been the worst winter storm to hit the Gulf Coast in decades. 7 deaths were reported in Texas alone. 5 people were killed Tuesday in San Antonio, or near San Antonio, in a crash in icy conditions. 2 people also died from cold exposure in Austin. Um, my niece is in Austin, actually feeding the homeless right now, so she's doing good work down there. She's trying to help people stave off dying of exposure during a freezing incident, a rare incident in Austin. Um, Also, a critical needs patient went outside and died of hypothermia in Georgia. Anyways, hopefully the storm. I think the storm is pretty much over, but they're it's is it 5 degrees there, Shani? Dang, on the border of Georgia and Florida. 5 inches, 5 inches. That's crazy. Yeah, you know how many times I've driven through that area. Um, I have never once seen snow in that area. I've seen snow in Georgia, in Atlanta. It's a little farther north. I have never seen snow in the in that area of the Panhandle. Though I have been there when it's been like 30 degrees. Um, it's been awful cold. Yeah, she's on it. She's on the case. She's feeding the homeless and also, sending supplies. Um, I wonder. She's always asking for donations, but it's always on Facebook, and I don't know if she has a link. I don't know if she has like a donate link. Let's see. Um, let's see. Sorry, I don't should have had this together before, but I have not seen her actually post a direct. It's like she posts most of the stuff on Facebook. um, Anyways, if I can find her site, I will post a link. Okay. Oh, maybe this is it. No. Let's see. Hold on, I'm almost there. No, that's not it. Where is the dang link? God dang it. Very difficult. Shouldn't be this difficult to find the link. I don't know if you can find Austin Community Care. That's where her site is, but I don't see a link for the site. Sorry, I'm off in a rabbit hole right now. Holy moly. Anyways, I couldn't find it. Oh, maybe this is it. Hold on, hold on. I'm almost there. Here we go. AustinCommunityCare.com. I think that's it. Here we go. If you guys want to donate to my niece who's feeding the homeless in Austin, um, she's doing that. I'm dropping the links in the chats. All right. It took me a little while to find that. My bad, guys. My bad. All right. So let's get there is a I heard some stuff about this while the fires were going on, the Palisades fires and the Eaton fires. Uh yeah, the Phoenix is cool. Yeah, she's been trying to get stuff out to people before the freezing weather got to them. But I think there's more on the way, so more donations needed. All right. um, I heard tale of this, and I didn't really know. I mean, there was so much going on during the fires that I didn't really have a chance to look into this, but it is a thing that's not only happening, but a bit of well, just a bit of a huge mess, right? Um, there is or was a California lithium battery plant on fire near the Salad Bowl of America. Residents have nosebleeds, lung burning, headache, rash, metallic mouth taste. Health officials say they are not testing the soil because we don't necessarily know what we're looking for. And that does that sound like a bunch of a crock of? Will she send me a sandwich? No, I don't need a sandwich from my niece. I got sandwiches here. Um, we don't know what we're looking for. Okay, chemicals, leaching, anything deadly or toxic. Start with that, and maybe move on down the line. I don't know. um, anyways, several sources tell status quo. This is Jordan Cheriton. This is his post. They have observed environmental officials conducting air quality testing by slightly rolling down their car windows and sticking out a handheld device for less than a minute. Vistra, owner of the Northern California lithium battery plant, is using CTEH as its contractor to conduct air testing. Controversy has followed CTEH for over a decade as its testing practices and data have been called into question related to the BP oil spill, Hurricane Katrina, and more. The New York Times reported on CTEH and its conflicts of interest related to its BP oil spill air testing is essential. It's essentially the fox guarding the chicken coop, a former Exxon engineer said about the CTEH's air testing. The Moss Landing Power Plant Fire Facebook group now has 2,300 members. As I followed it for several days, residents as close to half a mile away and as far as 50 to 100 miles away have expressed both serious and mild health symptoms. Mainstream media is barely covering this story. This fire and potential contamination of local air, water, and farmland affects not just local residents, but all Americans. Near the plant is known as the Salad Bowl of America. Below is a list of greens and fruits produced there. So this is near the Salinas Valley. If anybody's been through that area, Salinas Valley, also down through Gilroy, there is a lot of farming there. Lettuce, garlic, stuff like that. They produce 70% of the nation's lettuce. They grow 80 plus different types of fruits and vegetables annually and supply nearly all leafy greens consumed in the United States. The valley produces a majority of several key crops, 90% of North American artichokes, lettuce, broccoli, spinach, strawberries, cauliflower, and celery. He goes on to say, I've reached out to both the EPA and the local Monterey County, California Health Department with questions about their testing and lack of testing. Going on to post this, my face looked burned, and headaches and nosebleeds are some symptoms residents are having after the lithium battery plant fire near California farmland that produces 70% of U.S. greens. Let's listen to this. Health officials said soil not being tested because we don't know what we're looking for. Again, that's absolutely malarkey, as Joe Biden used to like to say. Hold on, let's get to this.
I could see the cloud kind of above Monterey and North Monterey County, kind of out over the ocean. I realized on my face it looked like it was burned, like my cheeks and my nose, and I had kind of a large sore, kind of burnt area on the side of my nose, and then on a couple little lesions.
Some would say, why not just do it now? We got EPA here, we've got the federal resources here. Let's just do it. Have them do it.
I don't necessarily think that would be prudent, just to pull samples when we don't necessarily know what we're looking for.
The fire started on Thursday, and by Friday morning, I was having metallic taste, trouble breathing. So it kind of started out with that kind of stuff, not being able to breathe, coughing, the metallic taste, the headaches that do not, no matter what I take, I can't get rid of them, and dizziness. So as the days have progressed, the days that I was gone, like on Saturday, I felt fine. Came back here and felt terrible. Oh, nosebleed, that's another one. So, and I've noticed that one trending through different groups. Oh no, I don't get nosebleeds. That's not normal for me. Right. Same thing with the sores on my tongue. They cropped up on the top of the tongue. And those aren't normal stuff for me. And, you know, and I'm noticing other people that are posting about bleeding noses and all that, not normal for them. And I've noticed a lot of them are people in Moss Landing closer to the plant, children with nosebleeds.
Wow. Do not breathe the air. Do not drink the water. Don't go outside. I don't know. Maybe leave the area for a little while if you are there. Poison. I mean, this is what we do. We just poison everything. It doesn't matter whether it's lithium or, dioxins, train derailments, oil spills, chemicals leaching into waterways. I mean, that's just what we do. You know, if you don't buy the whole like CO2 climate change thing, I mean, you got to admit that we're poisoning the planet like hand over fist. We're not stopping. It's getting worse. We're just diversifying the amount of poisons and chemicals we're putting into the air, the land, and the water. Yes, Fukushima, exactly. So, you know, I don't know how you can deny. You can't deny that one. You want to deny CO2 or whatever, like have fun with that. But like, or global warming, have fun with that. But try denying the poisoning of the planet. I don't think there's, I don't know that there's anybody that's like, no, it's totally fine. But then just go ahead and put oil in there too, okay? Because oil is, when you process it and burn it, it's toxic AF. Don't you know? Don't think it's toxic? I don't know. Hang out in a garage with a car running for a little while. See what happens. Then let me know. Let me know how toxic that or non-toxic that is. All right. Let's see. Speaking of fires, here's James Lee is cranking it out as usual. Released a mini doc. I'm playing two things from James Lee today. He released a mini doc about Gavin Newsom and the fires, which is 15 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I suggest you go watch it. It's pretty good. I watched it earlier today. But this is a little intro to the mini doc. Listen.
California, a land of breathtaking beauty and boundless potential. It's a state that should stand as a beacon of progress and optimism. But today, California is burning.
There's nothing we can do now, bro. Yeah, let's get out of here.
We had everything, like the sentimental things. Like my mom passed away. I had only a few things of hers left.
California has just suffered the worst and second worst wildfires in its history. Entire communities have been reduced to ash. Thousands are without a home, and millions live under constant fear of the next disaster.
Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do.
And at the center of this crisis is one man, Governor Gavin Newsom. But to understand Newsom, we have to rewind a bit to understand the history of California politics.
My name is Melissa, and I love living in California. It's one of the greatest places I've ever lived.
This is Melissa O'Connor, a citizen journalist and a resident of California who has been covering California politics for years.
4 families that have ruled California over the last 4 decades are the Newsoms, the Gettys, the Pelosis, and the Browns.
That's right. Gavin Newsom's rise to power didn't happen just by accident. Gavin's father, William Newsom III, was a close friend and attorney for the Getty family, one of California's wealthiest dynasties. In fact, billionaire Gordon Getty personally funded many of Gavin's ventures, including the launch of Plumjack Winery. In 1995, Newsom hosted a fundraiser for then San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown at his winery. And just 2 years later, Brown appointed Newsom to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors.
Anyways, that's a little intro to the doc. Pretty good. Go check it out. Yes, Gavin Newsom is a product of just a handful of political families that have run California for more than a century. And these political families are literally just crime families. They're the mafia. I know the people really want to think that Newsom is a good guy. And I'm like, he's part of a crime family. He's part of an oligarch, like the Clintons, the Bushes, the Trumps, there's these families in California that are literally the same. They're literally crime families. I don't know. I don't think people really can take that in, or they don't want to take it in. They don't want to think that these really horrible, terrible people are in control. But that documentary outlines, oh Jesus, a little bit about the corruption and the mismanagement that led to these fires. And so there is a direct link to that. I mean, before the fires, James Lee and others were pointing out how, they were, losing billions of dollars to help the homeless. And the homeless population is only growing here. It's getting worse. And somehow $24 billion can't fix it, or can't really give people substantial help. No, you have to, donate to Austin Community Care. I know it's in another state, but I'm just saying you have to, donate to these, kind of mom and pop charity operations that actually get these goods to the people, right? You're not paying somebody's $700,000 salary or $300,000 salary who oversees the money and distributes it to the, to different organizations. And all of that gets eaten up in administrative costs, right? And, it's just, anyways, yeah. All right. So I'm going to play another thing by James Lee, but this has something to do with Trump's announcement of Stargate, which is an interesting name. This is an interesting name that they're using for this product, this venture. Yeah, when I saw this, I was kind of like, that isn't freaky at all. Trump announces 500 billion AI infrastructure network across America. AI infrastructure network. What does that mean? Does that mean biometric scanning? Does that mean, AI powered surveillance? All of it, right? The Haiti money that Hillary stole, right? Exactly. It's all money laundering, y'all. Anyways, the digital surveillance state, social credit system, and enslavement of humanity is happening in front of your eyes. You have been had. Of course you've been had, but you would have gotten it. You would have gotten it whether you voted for Biden or Trump. This is coming anyways. You've been had because you don't know what you're standing up against or supposed to stand up against. You don't know that this is happening. They've effectively, bait and switched and 3-card Monty'd everybody into this, slowly stepping people forward into this under the guise of healthcare or safety or, whatever it is, or communications or, law enforcement. All of this has been incrementally pushed forward through all of these things that people are like, oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I think that's fine. So it isn't like all of a sudden Trump is like a jack in the box and springing out, boing, here's all the surveillance. No, this has already been happening, being pushed forward. He's just going to push it forward a little bit faster. Anyways. Let's watch this.
It's my honor to welcome 3 of the world's leading technology CEOs.
Oh, and the best of people are the best people are involved in this. Larry Ellison, Sam Altman.
And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level.
Yay, let's just roll this, let's roll this forward. Even though everybody has these huge questions around like whether this is a good idea or not, but like everything is like, just push it out, just push it forward. We don't care about the safety. We don't care about any of the, concerns about it like going off on its own or taking over or being harmful in any way. Like just push it out there. We need it. We need it now. So certainly it's for your benefit and safety, of course. Here we go.
Joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country. And when
Yeah, I mean, if y'all know what a Stargate is. It's like a wormhole. Or a way to move through dimensions, right? To other dimensions. So they're getting all futuristic and science fiction-y on us. Anyways, Stargate can symbolize a portal or a gateway to different dimensions, timelines, and spiritual realms, representing a transformative journey. Okay. I'm not sure we really want to experience what they want to transform. Anyway, so here's another video from James Lee talking about this Stargate. Nonsense. He says, let me get this straight. Last month, an OpenAI researcher and whistleblower commits suicide. And today, President Trump announces $500 billion deal with Sam Altman's OpenAI to build AGI super agents. All right, let's listen to this.
Tell me these two things aren't linked. So back in December, it was reported that an OpenAI researcher and whistleblower, Suchir Balaji, died in his San Francisco apartment from an apparent suicide. But since then, there has been a lot of evidence that has come out to suggest that Suchir Balaji didn't.
Have you guys seen the video? Have you seen the pictures from the suicide scene? There's like blood everywhere, like everywhere. I don't know. It and it looks like things were. Well, he'll tell you. I don't need to explain.
Do a self-checkout, if you know what I mean. There's reports of blood all over his apartment and a piece of a wig that was stuck on the bathroom door. Not his wig. Also, the bullet angle was coming down from a 30 to 45 degree angle, and it also missed the brain. I'm trying to do that right now, and I think it's very difficult for anybody to really pull the trigger from that angle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, his apartment appeared to have been ransacked. There's actually photos of all this, which I can't show you because I don't want to get this video taken down, but you can look for all of this online. The big question now is that if the apartment was ransacked, that means they must have been looking for something. And that something might be a pen drive, which apparently has now gone missing. At this point, we can only speculate what was on that pen drive, but what we do know is that he had access to all kinds of data, all kinds of evidence, specifically relating to OpenAI breaking copyright law. And according to his mother, he was, quote, ready to go public in a big way. And now this is happening. Sam Altman at the White House with President Trump talking about a $500 billion AI partnership. Altman is about to give Trump a super secretive briefing about super agents. They say OpenAI's operator is expected to equip ChatGPT and potentially other GPT-powered AI systems with the ability to control computers like a human. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is the kind of technology that people would off some people for. Trump says it's big money and high quality people. Well, big money, that is for sure. But quality people, I don't know about that. Oh, last thing, in terms of San Francisco and the police and where they're at in all of this, they might be in Sam's back pocket. I get it. All this is kind of conjecture, speculation. We don't exactly know what happened or what will happen going forward. But what I can say is that if I were you, I would be very vigilant in watching what this guy says and does going forward.
Yeah, and yes, Extra Bola, yes. Stargate was also a DARPA program around remote viewing. Let's look at this a little bit. Stargate was one of a number of remote viewing programs conducted under a variety of code names, including Sunstreak, Grill Flame, and Center Lane by DIA and Inscom, and Scanate by the CIA. These efforts were initiated to assess Foreign programs in the field contract for basic research into the phenomenon to evaluate controlled remote viewing as an intelligence tool. So remote viewing, basically being able to see things from a distance, also, see things in other times, or, basically psychically contact or connect with either the future, the past, or places where you can't necessarily physically exist, right? Bases on the far side of the moon. Yeah. Anyways, let's read on a little bit. I think this is interesting because you're naming an AI project Stargate, which was a former DARPA CIA project, about basically gathering intelligence. Also don't forget, Bitcoin is DARPA. Okay. The internet is DARPA, right? Wi-Fi, DARPA. But like, what was I saying? Don't forget Cliff High and his WebBot program, which was kind of a, I don't know that he necessarily was connected with the military, but maybe he was contracted with the military at one time. But it seems like his WebBot was just a private citizen kind of experiment, but also somewhat remote viewerish in that it had a psychic component to it. Anyways. Let's read on. The effort was initiated in response to CIA concerns about reported Soviets' investigation of psychic phenomenon. Between 1969 and 1971, U.S. intelligence sources concluded that the Soviet Union was engaged in psychotronic research. By 1970, it was suggested that the Soviets were spending approximately 60 million rubles per year on it, and over 300 million by 1975. The money and personnel devoted to Soviet psychotronics suggested that they had achieved breakthroughs, even though the matter was considered speculative, controversial, and fringy. Bullshit. The CIA, they had breakthroughs in the CIA. They actually, confirmed that these things are controllable, doable. And if you think that they stopped doing these experiments, or, no, they went more underground with it. They're still doing them, I'm sure, or they know much more about it than they're willing to let on. The idea that they were like, oh, we were doing this, but then we stopped because it was silly. No. No. The initial research program called Scanate, Scan by Coordinate, was funded by CIA beginning in 1970. Remote viewing research began in 1972 at the Stanford Research Institute in Menlo Park, California. This work was conducted by Russell Targ and Harold Puthoff, once with the NSA and at the time a Scientologist. What? The effort initially focused on a few gifted individuals, such as New York artist Ingo Swann, an OT level 7 Scientologist. I don't know what that means. Many of the SRI empaths were from the Church of Scientology. Individuals who appeared to show potential were trained. I didn't know that part of it. Trained and taught to use talents for psychic warfare. Trained and taught, meaning it was teachable, meaning it was tangible. If it was teachable, then they obviously know that they can use it, right? The minimum accuracy needed by the clients was said to be 65%, and proponents claim that in the later stages of the training effort, this accuracy level was often consistently exceeded. And on and on and on, right? There's more programs. And it keeps on going. Stargate and relative activities, with $11 million budgeted from the mid-1980s to the early 1990s. So it went on for quite a while. Over 40 personnel served in the program at various times, with about 23 remote viewers. The psychics were made available to other government agencies which requested their services. You guys think that they ever stopped? I don't think they ever stopped. Anyways. Yeah, oh yeah, that's probably likely, Shawnee. Yep. Anyways, very interesting that they named this program Stargate. I find it extremely interesting. I definitely got an eyebrow raised for me when they were like, "Oh, Stargate, an AI rollout named Stargate. Great, this is going to be awesome." Okay. Yep. Joseph Wood says Stargate is a movie about an ancient race that used technology to enslave Earth and use them to mine their minerals that their tech required. That's also interesting too. Yeah. Yep. Hemcar says warp speed, Stargate, Skynet, life extension. What's all the movie references? Exactly. Yeah. No, yeah, he was searching for the name. He was like, and my friend Masa. That's you. The Japanese guy. Anyways, that is all very interesting. Few more comments on this Stargate thing. Toby Rogers says you get so what there he's Larry Ellison from Oracle is saying that they're going to use AI and mRNA together, right? They're going to detect things like cancer and other diseases, and then they're going to use these like buildable platforms, mRNA platforms, to make you a a personalized like vaccine or treatment for whatever it is you're suffering. And also extremely scary, right? So he says you get a blood test at your annual physical. The doctor says, we see evidence of cancer floating in your blood. You're ordered to get Larry Ellison's patented AI gene therapy that costs $500,000 per dose. You get 4 treatments, and the last dose kills you. The doctor shrugs and says, we did everything we could. All wealth is now drained from your family. You never had cancer in the first place. Larry has liability protection because he has called his injections a vaccine. This is quite possibly the biggest grift in history. The Stargate project is Operation Warp Speed 2.0 on steroids. Yeah. mRNA, yeah.
All of our cancers, cancer tumors, little fragments of those tumors float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do using AI, you can do early cancer detection with a blood test. And using AI to look at the blood test, you can find the cancers that are actually seriously threatening the person. So we can, again, cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
Yay! For health, for your health, for your health and safety. Yes, I have seen Repo Man. Great freaking movie. Loved it. And this one from Ian Carroll. I just kind of stating the obvious. It's make America healthy again, not make America all get AI scanned and mRNA experimented on. Larry Ellison is CIA, yes. Oracle is CIA. He's the CEO from the CIA-backed Oracle. Health credit scores, yep. World Rope Lamppost, indeed. Larry Ellison, the CIA, this is atrocious and has no place in this administration. Terminate everything about this right now. I would. This is one of the scarier things they're trying to roll out right now. I mean, among so many others, but let's keep going. Oracle CEO Larry Ellison envisions a future where AI revolutionizes healthcare, can't speak, by detecting early stage cancer and creating personalized mRNA vaccine therapies tailored to individual needs. Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, has ties to the CIA through the company's origins. Oracle's journey began with a project known as Project Oracle, partially funded to develop a database for the CIA. The company's name was inspired by this very contract, with Oracle serving as the code name for the CIA's groundbreaking database initiative. It was founded in 1977 by Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates. The company's first major client was the CIA. The name Oracle was inspired by a CIA project, codename Oracle. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. And yes, MAGA voted for transhumanism. Transhumanism they'll get. Don't say I didn't warn you. This is Elon Musk.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
I take it there will be no HAL 9000 going up to Mars.
HAL 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex than, I mean, it would put HAL 9000 to shame. Yeah. I like puppy dog.
Well, there you go. Elon Musk warning you about the technology they already have. Total information awareness. Yep. 500 billion to Stargate, obviously a money laundering scheme. Well, yeah, 500 billion is a lot of money. That's $500 billion. I know y'all can count and do math. That's a lot of money. Here's Whitney Webb telling you, warning you about the other 3-card Monty that the Trump administration is doing. They're pulling out of the WHO again, and everybody's like, yeah, freedom. But she's telling you not so much. To be fair, Trump also left the WHO in mid-2020, or the WHO, whatever you want to call it. The Who is a pretty cool rock band. I don't like to call the WHO the Who. Left the WHO in mid-2020 and then just redirected what was once WHO funding to the Gates-funded Gavi Vaccine Alliance, if anybody knows. And Gavi works hand in hand with WHO anyways. They're one of the main funders of the WHO. So it's kind of the same thing. If you redirect all that money to Gavi, Gavi gives, billions of dollars to the WHO every year. And there you go. It's the same thing. While leaving the WHO as positive, it is not a slam dunk. Not the slam dunk that some are advertising, especially considering Gates' recent comments on Trump's enthusiasm for his vaccine innovation proposals, right? Gates was like, I just met with the Trump administration. It's cool. It's all cool, man. We love each other. Right? Let's see if I can find it. Hold, please. Excuse me. Sorry. What? Nah, man. We're trying to... What? Oh, I see. Hold on. I see. This is from January 17th. Gates and Trump had a 3-hour dinner where Bill says he discussed global health. And it was really cool. Went really great. Anyways, to finish Whitney's post, she says, I get called a lot of names for pointing things like this out, but remembering what happened last time is important and often instructive about the present, especially when few people in the media are inclined to point these things out. She's responding to Brett Weinstein like, yes, winning. Pete Townsend is questionable. Is he? I don't know. I think they're a pretty great band. I kind of like the Who. Or not kind of. I kind of love the Who. All right, here we go. Yeah, I know. Hey, all those guys are questionable. I like Led Zeppelin, but they did some questionable shit. Bill Gates and President Trump had a 3-hour dinner. I just read this. Let's listen.
Have you met with Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helps manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide-ranging. Global health's the area that I work in, and such amazing things have happened and can happen there. I spoke a lot about HIV and that the foundation's literally working on a cure for that. We're at an early stage, and so he, in the COVID days, accelerated the vaccine innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here, and we both got, I think, pretty excited about that.
We're excited.
We talked about polio, where
Okay.
we're very close to getting that done, but if you stop, it'll spread back.
Bill Gates looks like a turtle without its shell. He looks like a tortoise without its shell. We were wondering the other day about what that would look like. It would look like Bill Gates, if you're ever wondering.
And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, energized and.
Oh, that's scary. He wants to maximize the chance that can be achieved. What does that take? Another global health predicament? Okay.
Looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in.
Oh, Gates loves Trump now. They love Trump. Okay. Almost done, guys. If you like the show, if you enjoy the show, coming to you for free 99 Monday through Friday, and occasionally here and there on the weekends and whatnot, and you want to support the show, there's ways to do it in the description box. All the links are there. Many of you support the show already. You know who you are, and I appreciate you. I'm going to be again on with Extra Bola just in a couple hours, 4 o'clock Pacific. Oh, let me give you the. Is there a link, Extra Bola, already for the show? I think there is. Did you send me a link? I think you did. This is from Rockfin. Here's the Rockfin stream link. Two. Something's not right. Hold on. I think I got it. I don't know what's happening. Oh, I see. There's a Rockfin link to that show later today. I'll drop it in all the chats. All right. Let's see. Maybe got a couple more things. Oh, right before Biden left, he did just a little more money laundering right before he left, and a little more vaccine funding. From Robert Malone, just in case you were not convinced that Moderna is basically a deep state operation. Literally hours before he left office, the Biden administration dished out $590 million in a taxpayer-funded grant to Moderna for bird flu, for the bird flu jab. There you go. Because don't we already have it? Why are they giving him $600 million? I think he was like, hey, I'm going to drop 600 mil in your account, Moderna. What I want you to do is just Venmo me that back. Okay? Just, you know what I mean? I'll drop it there, and then you just Venmo me that money back. Okay? Will that work for you? And they're like, fine, we can do that. Yeah. Also, I'm going to have to save this article for tomorrow. I just don't have time to cover it. And one more thing that, I don't know, I guess this could be good or also scary. I don't know. I'm not sure. It sounds more scary than good. Donald Trump has ordered a communications blackout at America's federal health agencies. Well, if you have a communications blackout, like who knows what's being done or going on? I think what you want is more transparency, not less. I mean, I guess this is done under the guise of like trying to figure out what's going on at these health agencies, but like I want to know more of what's going on, not less of what's going on. I don't want a communications blackout. I want sunlight disinfecting the rottenness of what's going on in the halls of these health agencies. Anyways, Salt Lakers. Yes, I actually did. I did. FEMA actually got that to me. So it was, hey, helpful. Donald Trump has ordered a communications blackout America's federal health agencies. The CDC, FDA, HHS, and NIH have all been told to pause external communications, including publishing scientific reports, updating websites, or issuing health advisories. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could see this as, again, I'll just repeat myself. I suppose you can see this as a good thing, but I think what you want is transparency, not opacity, right? Anyways. Let's see if I have any. You're actually suppressed? I know. I'm actually suppressed too. I'm actually suppressed myself. Just making sure I didn't get any tips or whatnot. Don't want to leave anybody out if I need to thank anybody. Denver says the Gulf of Mexico's surface temperature is near or at its highest recorded surface temp on record. Holy shnikes. So, you know, it makes buckets of sense we get snow on the ground in North. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a crazy occurrence, don't you think? But I suppose you could have a polar vortex come down, a big blob of cold air, come right next to the very warm body of water. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think I have anybody to thank today. But I will see you guys later on Extra Bola Show. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll be back at the Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Kind of hard to, you know, I'm a creature of habit. I'll be calling it Gulf of Mexico for probably years. I don't think I can get used to the Gulf of America. Gulf of America. See you guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at the regular time of 12 p.m. Pacific. Until next time, peace.